Hi, I'm Felipa, and this is day 26 of reading this Bible over a whole year's time. So, yesterday, as I had mentioned, the Lord revealed his word to Samuel, and the chosen child to be the prophet, and his commandment and the word to him was basically saying that he's going to bring about some stuff, and he will bring stuff against Eli because his sons have sinned and he didn't do anything about it. So today we start on chapter 4. We're in Book of Samuel. The Israelites are overcome by the Philistines, and essentially we go into this section where Israel is going up against Philistine, but they are scared and they're worried, and the Philistines overcome them. And interesting here too, chapter 4 verse 3 says, "And when the people were come into the camp, the elders of Israel said, Wherefore hath the Lord smitten us today before the Philistines? Let us fetch the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of Shiloh unto us, that when it cometh among us, it may save us out of the hand of our enemies." And so I wrote down here, this totally goes against what God ordained and what he showed and built through his actions, which was faith. He didn't command or explain faith. He taught from example. Whereas these Israelites, like they're thinking, they're putting an emphasis on an object. They're thinking it's the ark that is going to protect them. And that's not the point. It's the faith in God that protects you, not the location of the ark. And so Israel is defeated. The ark actually gets taken because the Israelites had brought it to them, basically to the field of the war. And there is a guy that escapes, and he runs back to, so it says a man of Benjamin. He runs back to Shiloh, and he comes across Eli, and he says, your sons have been slaughtered, have been killed, and the ark of God is taken. Eli is sitting backwards. He's really old, and he ends up falling. His neck breaks, and he dies. And it just ends by saying he had judged Israel for 40 years. And so one of his sons was Phinehas, and his wife dies giving birth and names the child Ichabod. And then it just goes into this section of chapter 5 saying the Philistines placed the ark in the temple of Dagon. And what we see is basically the Philistines went into this house of Dagon and found the head of Dagon, and both the palms of his hands were cut off. Upon the threshold, only the stump of Dagon was left to him. So essentially, as long as they're holding on to the ark, all the Lord is basically destroying the cities, the people, everything in their path. And the people of Philistines are like, okay, we need to figure out how to get this ark back. So they put it on a wagon, put some gold into it and whatnot, and they return the ark to Israel on a new cart. And then here we have the ark get brought into the house of Abinadab. And Samuel basically speaks onto all the house of Israel, saying, once again, put the Lord into your heart, put away these strange gods. And the children do that, and they gather onto Mizpeh, and they pray unto the Lord. And so Samuel prays and says, sacrifices the Lord discomfits the Philistines. So while the people of Israel are praying and whatnot, it says the Lord thundered with a great thunder on that day upon the Philistines and discomfited them, and they were smitten before Israel. And now Israel essentially ends up regaining all the nations and all the land that they had previously lost. And it just basically ends on saying how Samuel went from year to year in circuit to all these places in Israel and judged Israel in all those places, and how he built an altar unto the Lord in his place where he has his house in Ramah. Tomorrow is day 57. I'm on chapter 8. We start with Samuel's sons are evil leaders, so Israel asks for a king. And I will let you know what I learn about tomorrow. I'll see you soon.